Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Sage. What is up? How you guys doing? I want to talk about Black Mirror Season 5, Episode 2, Smithereen. I just finished watching it, and I'm going to give you guys right now a full spoiler recap and review of this thing, and also tell you about what I think the bigger picture of it all was. Now, before I get into it, like I said, this is going to be a spoiler warning because I am going to talk about this in great detail. All right, so let's just get into it because it's kind of a lot to cover, and I don't wanna make this a long video like my last one. So it starts off with this Uber driver. He's waiting outside Smithereen, which is like this Facebook company, right? And he picks up this lady who wants a ride, and he asks her immediately, "Do you work for Smithereen?" And she says, "Nope, I'm just visiting." You can see him kind of happy about that, like relieved that she doesn't work there. And then he takes her on her way wherever she's going. Then we cut to a coffee shop, and you see the same Uber driver in there. He's like stressed out because everybody's on their phone. Then we go to a support group, and he's in a support group. This lady's talking about how her daughter had just died, and that she's depressed because she's trying to find out why she died, what the answer was, and she doesn't know. So after the support group meeting is over, the Uber driver guy hooks up with the lady who was talking about her dead daughter, and they go back to the house. They have sex, and after that, they have sex. She gets on her daughter's laptop, and she's basically trying to hack the password to the laptop because she wants to figure out uh, why she killed herself, why her daughter killed herself, and she thinks it's in this Persona account, which is like a social media account. And she can't get into the Persona account because of privacy laws, and the company won't give her the password because she's not her daughter, but her daughter's dead, and it goes back and forth on all that. So at this point, I don't know what the hell I'm watching. I'm confused. These scenes are going back and forth really fast, and there is no cohesiveness. I don't know what's going on. So I'm gonna call that portion the backstory. All right. So after that, we're gonna get into the main story. It shows the Uber driver. I guess the next day he's picking up this black kid, and he asked the kid, "Does he work at Smithereen?" The kid says, "Yeah, he works at Smithereen." And the kid is like wearing a suit, and he's got like what do you call it, a cell phone that he's texting people. He looks like he's important, so I guess that's the target, because he was asking everybody, do they work at Smithereen, and he was waiting for somebody important to say that they did. So he finally got his target. So he kidnaps this kid, and he pulls a gun out on him, and the kid starts freaking out and says, "Look, I work at Smithereen, but I'm only an intern." So that makes the kidnapper freak out because he basically kidnapped the wrong person. He thought it was a powerful person, but it's just an intern. For some reason, he puts a bag over his head and he places him in the backseat of his car, and he starts driving down the street. I don't know where he's going. They don't say, but it's just stupid because the cops see him driving down the street with this kid in the backseat with a bag over his head. He didn't even have tinted windows or nothing, so everyone could see this. But the cops see it. They find it suspicious. They go in pursuit, and the kidnapper ends up crashing into this open field. So at this point, the kidnapper tells the intern to contact the CEO of Smithereen, who's this guy named Billy Bauer, or the kidnapper is going to kill the intern. So you either contact him or I'm going to kill you. Of course, there's also a police standoff that's going on at this point because they called like the SWAT team in, I guess the police did, that were pursuing them. So Smithereen bigwigs, they they basically get contacted by the intern, and they start going through the backstory of this kidnapper by looking at all his social media accounts, and they're able to do it quicker than the cops can, you know, using conventional investigative tools like interviewing people and whatever cops do. These people can do it a lot quicker. That's the point. Also they can listen in on the kidnapper in the car because they can basically because his phone is on, they could kind of reverse tap it, I guess, and they could hear all the conversations going on in the car. So they can monitor his actions when he goes on his Facebook or his social media account while he's sitting in the car. They could basically they could basically see whatever he's doing, by his social media footprints. We'll put it that way. All right. So the FBI is involved. Everybody's involved in this thing. And finally, the CEO people, they decide to contact Billy Bauer, who's on some retreat in Utah. So Billy Bauer, he actually wants to talk to the kidnapper when he finds out what the story is. He's actually kind of a cool guy because he's trying to help the situation, and he thinks he can help it best by talking to the kidnapper. The CEOs and the FBI and everybody else refuses to let him do that, though. They just want to tell him the story, but they don't want to let him talk to the kidnapper, which seems like it'll just diffuse the whole situation. But for some reason, they don't want to let him do it. Things get tense. There's a scene where the kidnapper guy pulls out a gun, shoots it in the air, and the cops, they shoot back at him, and they miss him. And just all kind of dramas going on. And Billy Bauer's like, just let me talk to this dude. He wants to talk to me. And we can end all this right now. So he loses his patience with his CEOs. He loses his patience with the police, with everybody else. And Billy Bauer says, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take out my laptop because I'm the CEO. I'm going to go into God mode. And I'm going to use my resources. And I'm going to locate this guy on my own. And he does that. He locates him. He finds out his phone number through his social media accounts and all the power that he has as a CEO. And he actually calls the kidnapper in the car so then they finally can talk. And I'm finally like, wow, after like 45 minutes, it's finally happening. It's finally happening. What is this dude going to say to Billy Bauer? He caused all this drama. What is he going to say? So the kidnapper says, look, Billy Bauer, I went through all this trouble to talk to you. I just want to tell you a story. I don't want you to talk. I just want to tell you this story. So he tells Billy Bauer, he says, look, man, I was like a fan of your Smithereen site. And I lived through that Smithereen site. I had all my social media stuff through that site. And I was with my girlfriend one time. And we left some party and we were in the car and she fell asleep. And I was bored. And I got a notification on my phone. And I looked at my phone. I got distracted. And some dude hit us. And my girlfriend died. And the dude that hit us died. The dude that hit us was a DUI driver. And because of that, the police blamed him. They didn't look into me. But I know in my heart, I'm the one who caused that accident because I was distracted. Because I was looking at your social media notification from your site. I mean, I'll talk about what I feel about this stuff, but that's the episode. I'm telling you everything that happened. All right, so he says, so I feel guilty. My girlfriend's dead. The other DUI driver is dead. It's my fault. The crash happened because of me. I'm going to kill myself right now. That's it. It's over. I don't care. So Billy Bauer's like, is that it? He's like, yeah, I just wanted to tell you the story. Now I'm going to kill myself. And Billy Bauer's like, well, can I do something for you? I mean, don't just kill yourself. Nope, I'm going to kill myself. Can I do something for you, man? Anything? So then the kidnapper dude was like, yeah, you could do this one thing. And then it cuts to a scene where the lady from the support group that he had sex with, that was trying to get into her, earlier in the backstory, she's trying to get into her social media account of her dead daughter. She gets a phone call from Persona, the people who own the account, and they give her the password to her daughter's thing. So I guess that was the favor that the kidnapper wanted Billy Bauer to do. So she's able to get into her daughter's password account or whatever it is. So anyway, the intern in the back, he's listening to this whole story and he's telling the kidnapper, look, man, don't kill yourself. We could figure out, I'll tell them that, we were cool and maybe they'll go easy on you. Nope, I'm gonna kill myself. That's what he says. They start struggling in the back seat over the gun. And then all of a sudden, the police, they see them struggling in the car, and they go ahead and take the kill shot. Screen goes black. We don't know who got shot. We just know that the police shot at that moment, and screen goes black. Then we got a bunch of scenes. Basically, this episode's over at this point, but we get random scenes of people looking stunned, because maybe they know what happened, even though they're not telling us, the viewers, what happened. And you also got random shots of people basically distracted by their phones or walking down the street and looking at their phones or, whatever. They're doing a test or something. They look at their phone and they get distracted. And that was the episode. Not the strongest episode in my opinion. There was a lot of plot holes. There was a lot of stupid decisions. It was poor writing. I don't think the acting was even that good. But there was a strong message there that we can look at and we can take from this episode. And the questions that I got after I saw this, or the message I thought that they were trying to convey was, the police, they struggled to get information on this guy in real time. But because we post all our stuff on social media, right? Social media, they have all our information. They know about what we like. They know what food we cooked that or we ate that day. They know what relationships, whether we're in a relationship, we're not in a relationship, we're married, we're not married. They know who our family is. They know who our friends are. They know about our politics. We post all this crap all the time. They know if we're feeling happy that day. They know if we're depressed that day. They know everything, and they can find it out in real time, where the police, they can do all the investigating in the world. They'll never be able to find out all that information that just, Facebook or one of these other social entities can find out in a split second. So it kind of talked about that. Talked about how they can use technology to spy on us. Now, this is kind of like conspiracy theory stuff, but, they could use it to track us. They can listen to our conversations. You got these web cameras on. As long as you got your computer on and you got that web camera on your computer, they can spy on you. They can access your photos. They can access your secret passwords. You can't even take stuff to your grave because they can go into your secret password accounts, even if you died, and they can tell your relatives or whatever. And then your relatives can see all the crazy stuff you were doing and you wanted to hide from them originally. So all that stuff is out in the open with these social media accounts. Whoever's on that stuff, they're like God. They could figure it all out and basically put you on blast if they want it. All right, and let me do this real quick. Come on. I can't get a light now. Oh, there it is. See how that works? All right. So another thing they talked about is how this stuff is like science. Like, we're programmed to stop everything we're doing and check our notifications. We're programmed. It's like a science, and there's a real danger to all of this. Of course, we already know this. You can't text and drive. There's laws that have been initiated against that because of all the crazy stuff that's been happening, with people getting in accidents and distracted driving. And, there's even been cases of people walking out in the traffic because they're looking at their phone. It's like the science of this all is that they basically made this so that when you get that notification, you have to look. It's like you have to stop whatever you're doing. You could be taking a test. You could be with your kids. You could be with your family. And you just got to stop and look. And that's the thing that they're trying to convey. Like, hey, it's not that important. But we become slaves to social media, to Twitter, to Snapchat, and Instagram, and Facebook, and YouTube. And I don't have all that stuff. I'm going to tell you, I got YouTube, which you guys already know. I got Facebook. And that's it. I don't know how to do I don't even know how to do Snapchat or Instagram or anything. So, but I guess I could see what their point is. Some people, they are into all that stuff. So that's what the episode was about, man. It wasn't the strongest episode for me. I do get the point. I think it's a lot of outdated stuff that they were talking about, though. We all know the dangers of stopping and looking and, you know, being distracted by your phone and being distracted by social media. We already know that. So it wasn't the strongest, but it is what it is. That was the episode, and I'm going to review the other one as soon as I can. And why isn't my lighter working? This is my cigar, and I talk to you guys while I smoke cigars, and I can't smoke cigars, so I'm not going to redo the video, though. That's it. Okay, take it or leave it. But I'm upset. Not because of the episode, but because of this. Talk to you guys later. Peace.